Okay, hi guys and welcome to the show. And today I'm looking at something slightly different to my usual watch reviews. And this is a follow-up to an unboxing, a mystery surprise unboxing I did last week. But this is the full review. And this of course is the Junghans Bauhaus, and it's reference number 6050-2. And this is a German made watch, but inside is a Swiss ETA 2824-2 movement. It's a very conservative, minimalist styled watch, obviously done in the Bauhaus style, and of course Junghans, Hugo Junghans, who made famous aircrafts such as the Ju-52 here, was heavily inspired by Bauhaus. And those of you who are not familiar with the Bauhaus movement, I'll just play you a very quick clip courtesy of the Open University, just to giving a very like a 1-minute background on Bauhaus. So have a look at this.
Bauhaus was one of the most definitive design movements of the modern age, reaching its peak between the two world wars. The word Bauhaus, loosely translated from German, means house of construction or school of building. Bauhaus was a new type of art school. Historically, European art academies taught each design subject separately. The Bauhaus offered foundation training in many art and design disciplines. They believed in variety. Understanding mass production was part of the curriculum, and the school sought to develop students who could unify art with craft while embracing new technology. It was also the beginning of the art school as an alternative way of life. Germany at that time was a pretty conservative place, and before the Nazis said "Nein" to the Bauhaus, it was arguably the most celebrated art school in the world. Bauhaus thinkers believed the world needed to be fundamentally rethought. Unnecessary ornamentation was out. Minimalism was in. Good design required simplicity and geometric purity.
The first thing you'll notice is obviously that I've changed the strap, and I've put it on this really bright coloured orange croco grain strap, and that is just to give it a pop of colour, and I just wanted to really show you that a beautiful, simple, classic design like this really works with a whole range of straps. A beautiful black dial like this goes well with so many different kind of colors and styles, and I think it works really well. Now, that's not to say that the strap that it came with is not any good. One of the first things you'll notice, as I said, it was fatto a mano, which means in Italian made by hand. And I gotta say that this is a really beautiful strap. Very tasteful, plain, but as you see, if I can get the focus in, the stitching and everything is impeccable. Really beautiful made strap. But I decided I wanted something just to give it a bit of, make it pop a little bit, and kind of play with the design a bit, and make it even a little bit more interesting. There are two versions of this particular watch. There's the cream dial version, and then there's the black dial version, and it comes with two different movements. You can either get the ETA, the 2824-2, which is this one here, or there is the SW200 movement, and I believe Junghans are moving over and basing a lot more of their watches on the Sellitas now. But you know, between the two, there really isn't that much difference. Personally, I prefer the ETA. It's just a preference, but the Sellita is that smidgen more accurate, or known for being even more accurate. But there really isn't much difference between them. I have Sellitas in several of my Oruses that I've had, and I believe my Christopher Ward as well. So I know the movements very well indeed, and this particular ETA, the 2824-2, is a slightly lower grade version that the same movement I have in my Squire. It's a great workhorse, reliable movement. So you're getting for, I paid $550 for this, and I think it's an absolute bargain. So let's talk a little bit about the size and scale. It's a 40 millimeter in diameter and 11 millimeters thick, so quite a slim watch, and it wears even thinner because the lugs, the way the lugs are positioned. Very, very simple design in keeping with the Bauhaus minimalist modern. You know, the Bauhaus was really a kind of response to the century before, that was all very ornate and highly decorated, and as things, as you know, the Industrial Revolution progressed, and the world got heavily industrialized, and you know, there was a kind of shift away from the ornate old world and into this kind of new modern minimalistic way of doing things, where everything was stripped down to its bare essentials. And you know, the Bauhaus movement, I think it's something that will always be in good taste, and will always be a classic design, because the purity of it, there's no pretension, there's no kind of ornate over the top. It's very functional, stripped down to the bare essentials. And if you look at this dial, it's classic Bauhaus. The hour markers, indices here, you know, just a very simple line. There's nothing on here that doesn't need to be on here. There's nothing that's over the top. You know, everything is done purely for function. And a typical trait you'll see in Bauhaus is symmetrical or geometric kind of symmetry, and in this watch it's very evident, even down to the Junghans logo. You have this beautiful glossy kind of dial. It's not overly glossy, it's quite a subtle gloss, and the first thing you'll probably notice is this large curved domed Hesalite crystal. It's obviously a dress watch, but can be worn very casual. I mean, this looks fantastic with just jeans and a t-shirt, and if you're wearing a nice bright strap like this, it's even more kind of, you can customize it even more to your personality. And it's only 30 meters water resistance, which is basically means you have to take it off if you're going to do any washing up or anything like that, but that's to be expected with this kind of style of watch. You have the standard 3 hands, hour, minutes and seconds. You have a very, very plain minimalist dial design with just the minutes and seconds indicated around the dial. Then you have 5 lume pips, 1 at the 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and then 2 at the 12 o'clock position, and then just a very thin dash. If I bring it up really close, let me just zoom in, sorry, there's a little bit of fluff there. Then just a dash of lume on the hands, and I believe the seconds hand is painted with lume as well. Then you have the date at the date window at the 3 o'clock position, and at the bottom I'm quite used to seeing made in Switzerland or Swiss made or made in Japan, and this time it's made in Germany. So this is my first German watch, and I have to say that what the Germans are famous for is building things of a high quality that are functional and efficient, and this watch certainly lives up to that reputation. So as you can see, there's a slight decoration on the rotor, and on the back we have a screw down case back, which with these tiny little screws. And I must say, I really love these little screws. I think they're just so elegant. It's just so it's functional. And then on the back we have Junghans, Bauhaus, the reference, stainless steel, water resistance, and then made in Germany. Another thing I really like that the previous watch didn't have is this one actually has a signed crown. So and it's actually signed. It's, if I can just get it to focus there, it's beautifully done with the Junghans logo. Absolutely stunning. And again, the logo at the 6 o'clock position. And I really like what they've done with the logo. It's just a very simple kind of play on brushed and polished with this kind of, I guess it's a propeller or some kind of bird or something, polished, playing very nicely off the satin finished triangle that it's kind of mounted on. The lugs are 20 millimeters, which is perfect because I have a whole host of nicely colored straps. And so those of you familiar with the ETA 2824-2 movement will certainly know of its characteristics. It's a hackable, has about 38 to 40 hour power reserve. It's a hackable movement, and just one of the most well-renowned, reliable workhorse movements from ETA. And I think for 550 it certainly is value for money. And you've got something that is a bit different, not something that not everybody has. I mean, there is quite a few Bauhaus inspired pieces, but what I think sets this apart is obviously we have the tie-in with the aviation and heritage of the Junghans brand. I think it's priced much more realistically than compared to some other German, for example, Nomos, or other German, other German brands that are Bauhaus inspired. I actually think that this is probably the best value for money you will find. And for $500, I've got to say it's absolutely flawless. There is the craftsmanship, the quality. You can just feel it. It happened just out the box. You know, the second I felt it, and you know, everything is just impeccably done on this watch. It's just everything just lines up absolutely perfectly. What are the downsides? Well, obviously this domed Hesalite is much more scratch prone than the harder sapphire crystals, but you know, at this price point I can't really complain, because you are getting a lot of watch for your money, I believe. And you know, it's not perfect, but it's certainly it's still a strong piece. I was a little bit dubious about the Hesalite crystal, but I do have some poly watch to get any scratches, which is quite good. For deeper scratches it could be a problem, but again, I'm not likely to wear a watch like this when I'm going to be doing something very sporty. This is something that I see myself putting on at special occasions with a suit, or kind of, you know, if I'm going to wear like a sports jacket, not a tie, but kind of semi-smart attire, I guess you'd say, then, you know, this is the kind of watch that I definitely consider. And what's great about it is that you know, it's not a ridiculous amount of money. It's for something that I'm not going to wear that often. I didn't want to spend a hell of a lot of money, but I really wanted something elegant and refined, with a bit of heritage too, and this really ticks the boxes, so I'm very, very pleased with it. So with Long Island watches, you've got a 2-year warranty from Junghans, and of course it's fully stamped in the manual here, so I can rest assured that for 2 years I'm pretty much covered. So that is definitely gives me a sense of security, and Long Island are just great, and that's why I continually come back and buy more pieces from them, because I'm just safe and secure in the knowledge that if I don't like the watch, I can send it back. With dealing with warranties, that they're certified retailer, not just for the Junghans brand, but they have Zeppelin, they have Seiko, Orient, Squire, a lot of my favorite brands. So I can just rest assured that I don't have to worry about this watch too much. If it does get scratched or damaged, I have every confidence, not only in Junghans, but more importantly in the retailer of Long Island watches. So that's something also to consider, and it enables me to have to be more relaxed and not worry so much about the watch. So I'm absolutely loving this exhibition case back we have here. It's just it's so elegant. I know it's not exactly the most beautiful movement in the world. It's just a workhorse movement, but the earlier versions of this watch didn't have it. So I think it just makes the watch that more elegant and that much more special. I think Junghans really hit a home run with this. They just got everything absolutely right. The proportions, there are similar designs out there, but in my opinion, I think the value for money, the quality you get, is just unbeatable. So I'm just including a very quick wrist shot. So yeah, even though it's quite large for a dress watch, I do like its size, mainly because it's so thin. So there's a very quick wrist shot for you. Okay. So in conclusion, I'm absolutely enamored with this watch. I'm just obsessed with it. I mean, even when I'm not wearing it, I keep picking it up and I keep looking at it. They really hit a home run, Junghans, with this, and I'm just so pleased that these kind of things are not ridiculous money, that I'm able to enjoy a Swiss, German made but Swiss run automatic for a very modest price. It's so elegant, it's so refined, it's not, and the best thing is that it's something that not everybody has, and when I have received quite a few compliments when I have worn this, and it's just great to be able to talk about Junghans and say, I've never heard of that, and then you explain, it's the prestigious German aircraft manufacturer from the 30s and beyond. So it's a great thing just to have something to talk about, and it's you don't see that many about, and in my opinion, this is one of the most tasteful, classic. I mean, this is going to be 40, 50 years from now, this design will still have that elegance and refinement, and it will still be tasteful, it will still look classic, because that is what a good design should do. Just like this plane, good design is immortal. Okay guys, so I'm going to wrap it up there. An absolutely stunning watch, and as I said, it comes in a you can get it in the cream colored dial as well. There are several versions. There's one, a more expensive one, I think, with the power reserve, and then there's a version with the a sub dial for the seconds if you want to even go more classic. But in my opinion, I think the black dial just is more works better with more different bright colored straps. So that's why I went for this one in the end. But I'm really pleased with this. Just I'm blown away. It's you know, you don't have to spend big money to have something that's elegant, that's refined, that does have you know, heritage to it, and that's what it's all about. You know, it's very accessible. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. More videos coming weekdays, Monday to Friday. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Ciao.